So as you can tell by the title of this video, if you haven't heard already, I am pregnant with my husband's third baby. So thrilled, so thankful, grateful. I feel like most people probably already know by now because I shared on Instagram, and then I did share on YouTube. I put like a quick little shorts video, and it recently occurred to me, I haven't done a Q&A video in 3 years. And to be honest, you guys, the longer I do social media as my job, the more closed up I get with my personal life. And honestly, I'm not sure why. I mean, I'm actually pretty open. If you ask me a question, I'm quite open. I guess I've just been so heavily focused on my fashion, petite content. And I thought now would be a good time to do just like a life update since it's a pretty big life update. Just gonna grab my coffee here. It's just sitting here waiting for me. So currently I'm 13 weeks pregnant. I'm just finishing my first trimester. And then let me pull up the questions. I'm going to try to go in order with this. So I guess I'll start with like the pregnancy related questions. A lot of people ask when the baby is due. August 16th is the due date. However, I'm always late, so I am not stuck on that. My mind is like stuck on going past that. Like after the 16th, that's when I'm giving birth. Another one asked, do you know the gender? We do not. And actually, since we have a boy and a girl already, my husband and I really don't want to find out the gender until the baby is born. I really want that surprise. We both really want that surprise. And this next question really surprised Alex and I. A lot of questions in the box I posted, people asked, was this baby planned? I find that so interesting. Obviously, I'm not offended in the least bit at all. I get people are curious if we wanted more than two. I just find it so interesting that by the third pregnancy, people are asking if it was planned. But anyways, yes, this baby was planned. Then someone else asked, how did you come to a decision about the third? Asking as a mom of two, also has a boy and a girl. So, you know, we're in the same situation. We have a boy and a girl. We've always discussed that we wanted at least 3 kids. Like 3 kids, if we were able to have that, we would be so happy with it. I'm grateful for, 3. And if that's all we have, wow, what a blessing. I've always been told this: you'll never regret having more kids. Everyone in my life that I talk to that has older kids now, one of their regrets in life is they wish they had more children. Because if you look at your life as a whole, this part of your life, raising kids and little children, is such a small part. You know, in the moment, it feels like so long, and especially if you're having kid after kid. Once all that passes, all that season passes, and your kids are grown, you realize how fast the time flew. And as far as like making the decision to have a third, there was honestly no reason to not to. I mean, we purchased a house, we have space for the baby, financially we're great. I'm thankful for that. I'm beyond thankful for that. I mean, what a dream come true. And one thing I realized when we had even our first kid is what a blessing family is. How fulfilling they are. How fulfilling God is, how fulfilling the children are. I mean, I look at them and I'm in tears and in awe. And I'm like starting to tear up now. It could be a part of like pregnancy hormones. It's truly such a blessing and such a fulfilling thing in life to raise children. Teach them about Jesus and love and get to know him and have a relationship with him and have a relationship with each other. And however many children you can and decide to have is completely up to you. There's absolutely no right or wrong. So anyways, I just wanted to share my thoughts and experience with that. That's some really good YouTube questions. How did you start on YouTube? Are you able to make a decent living? Any advice for those who want to start a YouTube channel? YouTube, yes, you can make a really good income and living off of it for sure. Truly thankful for it. It's shocking how amazing it is. With that being said, obviously I'm not going to share how much I make, but there are a lot of accounts out there that openly share how much they make, how much they make each week, make each month. If you watch those videos, I really want to point out it is different for everybody. I see some of those videos, some of those posts, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope you're not giving people the impression that this is what everybody makes, small or large. It is truly depends on what you do in the space, how you monetize. And again, it's different for everybody. That's the really interesting thing I noticed when I started getting into this and started getting paychecks in, is that it is really different for everybody. Just keep that in mind if you see some content creators share how much they make, small or large. It varies tremendously by person, and it also varies tremendously how much they make each month. It's not the same. It's like all the time. It's always different. And another question was, do you think it's worth it paying for like those courses that, you know, how to start YouTube channels, how to grow on social media and stuff? I'm gonna save you like $300, $400, $500 right now by just giving you some quick tips on how to start. What are you going to talk about on your channel? Why should people watch you? Why should they subscribe to you and not someone else? What value are you bringing to them as well? How are you serving them? A lot of people are so focused on making money through social media, because a lot of people know how much money you can make through social media, which can be a lot, but that cannot be your focus. Your focus should be serving people, providing value to people, whether it's through entertainment. Maybe you're selling a product or selling something. I mean, there's so many different ways you can use social media. Your goal shouldn't be to make bank and make money, because that's only going to go so far. Eventually, you'll get burnt out, don't know how to help people or serve them. Your passion and drive should be serving people. And now you have to identify, if you're starting a channel, what is your why? What do you want to do for people? How are you going to serve them? How are you going to help them? Once you decide on that and do something you're passionate about, money will follow, but that shouldn't be your goal. Really want to point that out, because a lot of people get into it hoping they can make a lot of money, and then they get upset when they don't. And it takes years to build up living off of social media. So it's not something that's going to happen quick. I'll tell you this, didn't happen quick for me, but my passion is what kept me going. The money followed eventually. So that's big tip number one. And then after you make a plan, come up with some content ideas. Jot down tons of videos, ideas that you're passionate about and how you want to help people. And then I would say make a YouTube channel and start filming. Your first videos will be cringy, not gonna lie. Everyone's first videos are always cringe. Mine were beyond cringy. Once you get past that, you start feeling more comfortable, you get more confident in your space. And then I would recommend paying attention to your analytics. YouTube provides the best analytics I have ever seen any platform give. And that is what can really help you accelerate your channels, paying attention to what's popular. And then the last thing I would say is be consistent. If you're able to do one video a week, one video every other week, 2 videos a week, stay consistent with it, because people will subscribe to you if you will provide them content and continuous content. Okay, those were all the YouTube questions. I feel like I gave quite a bit of information on that. Someone asked, I guess back to like the pregnancy thing. What's the hardest thing about pregnancy right now? Honestly, it's my boobs. They have blown up like crazy. This is how I feel like it's a boy, because this was the same way with my first pregnancy with my son. They like rocks on my chest. It is so annoying. It hurts. They are so sore and uncomfortable. Like, it probably doesn't look so noticeable on camera here, but they're there, trust me. Someone else also asked, do you have any nausea? Like, how's the first trimester going? Have you been sick at all? Don't hate me if you're saying this. This has been the easiest first trimester I've ever gone through. My first 2 kids, I was so freaking sick, especially my second one. And I went into this 3rd pregnancy bracing myself of how hard the first trimester is. I had the most mild nausea ever for just 2 weeks, and that's it. And honestly, the nausea was so mild that I was still able to eat. I was just a little queasy and a little more tired. That's it. And so I am so thankful for that. I mean, in that area, God bless me beyond my wildest dreams, because having 2 children to take care of already, a business to run at home, is already like, you know, a lot. So the fact that I was able to feel pretty close to normal the entire first trimester has been such a gift. And I forgot to answer this one. Age difference between each kiddo, including baby when born. So Nathan and Emma, Nathan's turning 5, Emma's turning 3. So Nathan and Emma are 2 years apart, and then Emma and this 3rd baby will be 3 years apart. And then someone asked, what are you planning for schooling? Your kiddos, public or homeschool? And then I did answer this on Instagram. I said most likely homeschool. Nathan starts in September. And then someone asked a follow-up question to that. What made you narrow down to homeschool? So before I give my answer, please be respectful. So I was homeschooled and I went to public school. So I did half. I personally did not like public school, I honestly didn't care about the social aspect of it. A lot of people say, well, when you homeschool, you know, you miss that social aspect of it. Honestly, I didn't freaking care personally when I was a kid. I had so many friends and a big social life outside of school. I know my parents weren't concerned about that in the least bit. And that same thing with our kids. That part out of the question, absolutely not worried about that. And when I was in homeschool, I freaking loved it. And I loved the freedom and flexibility of homeschooling. I was able to be with my family more often, spend time with them more often, and I cherished that so much. And going through that, I realized I want that same thing for my kids. And now the thing is that's amazing is like we'll try homeschooling, and if it doesn't work, you can always change it. That's the beauty of schooling nowadays, is you have options. And somebody also asked, how are you going to manage taking care of a newborn while doing homeschool? So my husband's gonna take time off. The baby is born, so that's gonna help a lot. And the beauty of homeschool, it's so flexible. Family that can help us if we really need it to. Honestly, I'm not even worried about that in the least bit. Someone asked, I have a question, but I'm afraid to ask if it's personal. Russian, absolutely not personal at all. Yes, half Russian, half Ukrainian. Next question, looks like you balance everything so well. How do you do it? And honestly, I really do think I balance everything really well. I have a really good routine with my kids, with my job, with homemaking, that I just somehow manage to fit it all into my day, into my week. And part of that is that I'm just a hustler. Like, I get up and I'm on my feet or filming sitting here. Like, from the moment I wake up until like my kids go to bed. And another thing that really helps is like I'm not on my phone very much during the day as well. That's probably another reason why I'm not posting too much on Instagram nowadays, unless it's like fashion content, and usually that's when I'm working. I also keep my routine really simplified and have a few priorities. Like, my priority is one, spending time with my children, building that bond and relationship with them, and teaching them as well academically. As my business here, YouTube, I fit that into my day. Usually that's a 2 to 3 hour slot. Third is taking care of the home. And even with all of that, you guys, I don't feel overwhelmed, at least not yet. But surely, like, if I'm struggling during the day, I just figure out a way to do something more efficiently, and it's just somehow I figure it out. So I don't know, I think it's just a really good balance of all those three main things I prioritize each day. Another question, do you cook? Yes, I cook. 95% of our meals I home cook, and we'll probably eat out once a month, once every other month. Like, it's not normal for us to eat out. I just don't want to spend the money. I love cooking. Another one, will your content change to maternity and baby things? No. I am keeping content the same as far as petite styling, petite fashion. I'm just going to be sharing clothing that is bump friendly, but it's not going to be maternity specific. So it's something you can wear if you're pregnant, but you can also wear it if you're not pregnant. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I did share quite a few videos of like baby related things and stuff. I feel like not many people cared about that. Those didn't do well. There's other channels that do those videos that do really well in them. I'm not going to do them. I'm sticking to what I already do. It's just going to be a little bit redefined, what I can wear and what I can share and recommend for the time being. And that actually brings it to the end of this video with all the questions I wanted to go over today. Hopefully this was really fun and interesting to listen to. Nice little life update. Hopefully this video didn't end up being too long. I have been talking for an hour. Can you believe that? Hopefully when I condense this, it's like more like 15 minutes. And I just want to, again, say big thank you to guys for all the love and congratulations on this pregnancy. I'm just, again, beyond thankful that we get to have another child, and I'm just so excited. So you guys will, obviously be taken along throughout the journey. I'm going to be posting more like pregnancy things on my Instagram. YouTube is going to really stick to like my fashion content and such, like always. But if you want to see anything like pregnancy related, how I'm doing, day-to-day life things, I'm trying to be a little bit more social on Instagram, so I'll probably post a little bit more there throughout pregnancy. But if you want to follow along, my Instagram handle is here. I'll link it below. But anyways, thank you guys so much for your love. I truly appreciate it. I'm just overfilled with gratitude and just thankfulness. So again, thank you guys so much. Love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.